Hi from Marrakesh. So I initially was meant to come to Morocco just for a long weekend, but there's been a change of plans with flights and we've ended up staying here for a full 10 days, which has been amazing. I love it here, but today it's 38 degrees and it's also Eid, so everything is shut and there's not really any reason to leave the apartment today. So it seems like the perfect time for me to cast on a new knitting project that I brought with me to work on the way home. So I'm gonna start it early. I also can't get a cheap direct flight back to Berlin. I initially had planned to fly to Poland and then get buses and trains back to Berlin, but there's also no cheap direct flights to Poland. So I'm implementing one of my favorite methods of solo traveling, which is just going on Skyscanner and booking cheap flights, getting closer and closer to my final destination. The only criteria being that they're under like £30 and that they're places that I've not been to before. So my first flight out is to Seville. It's in 2 days time and I've wanted to go there for years, so I'm really excited to see it, but I haven't booked any flights or buses or trains from Seville, so I'll figure it out when I get there. I'm also probably going to be staying in a hostel to save money. But let me show you which knitting project I'm going to be working on for the rest of my time in Marrakesh and also during my travels. So this is the Zila cardigan by Feminit. I've had it on my radar for a lot of the year and I very recently picked up the yarn for it. So this is going to be my yarn combination. This is Drops Brushed Alpaca Silk in shade number 2 and Kinross 4-ply by We County Yarns in shade 16 quartz. I'm going to be holding these two together. I have some 5.5mm needles. Hopefully I will get these through every airport I travel through in the next few days. And I've already done my gauge swatch and I am perfectly on gauge. So I'm going to cast on now. There's nothing on the agenda for the rest of today, but tomorrow we're going to Uzud waterfalls. We're doing like a day trip and I know it's a long drive. I tend to get motion sick if it's like a windy road, but if it's a straight road I'll probably be able to knit on the journey as well. Also, mini Marrakesh Medina haul, because there is so much going on in the Medina. There are so many souks and markets and not much has actually caught my eye, which is good because I've got a very small backpack with me. But I did pick up this little bangle for 50 dirhams, which is like €5. It's got some hammered metal. I'm pretty sure it is stainless steel, but we'll see. I love it though. I think it looks really nice and dainty. Okay, let's cast on. It's our last day in Marrakesh. I'm flying to Seville tonight and I've pretty much figured out my plan for getting home. So I'm staying in Seville for 2 nights in a hostel, then I'm flying to Warszawa in Poland, spending 2 nights in Warszawa, and then I'm just gonna like bus and train it back to Berlin. I've actually made some surprising progress on my knitting. I didn't take all the yarn for this project with me and now I'm feeling like it might be a mistake because this is how much of my first balls of yarn I have left. I also wound up my second ball of this We County Yarns last night and I already have some armholes. So I started off with the front panels. As you can see, they've both got a diagonal slant to them, and knitted up and around and did the back piece, then joined. So I'm now knitting back and forth. I am a little bit worried if this yarn combination is going to be itchy. I know for certain that the Drops Brushed Alpaca Silk isn't, but I've not worked with the We County Yarns before. It does feel a little bit rustic, but only time will tell if I can handle it. This is what the colour combo looks like. It's such a nice medium grey. And yeah, it's coming up really fast actually. I didn't do much knitting yesterday. The waterfalls were so beautiful, but it was like a 5 to 6 hour round trip to get there. It's really far away and I didn't know where the waterfalls were. I thought potentially they were in the Atlas Mountains and we've done a trip there before and it was like 10 degrees colder because it was higher in the mountains, but these waterfalls are not in the mountains and it was just a full-on 37 degrees, no wind, no shade. So it was a really tiring day. So I was half asleep in the van for most of the journey. And then when we got in, I think all we could manage was just binge watching a series. We started 9 Perfect Strangers, which is so good. I read the book like just long ago to have forgotten a lot of the plot, but remember that I liked it and I'm enjoying the series a lot. There's only like 8 episodes and I think we're on episode like 5 or 6, so we can finish it off soon. I think what's next for the pattern is just continuing to finish off the bottom of the body while also doing the increases and decreases that create this slant. Hi from Poland! I arrived in Warszawa at like 11 p.m. last night. I'm in a private room in a hostel, although it is kind of a weird private room. It kind of feels like a student dorm, like student hall. So there's shared bathrooms at the end of the corridor and like the single bed desk plain old setup is very university vibes. I had a great time in Seville. Seville's been on my bucket list of places to go to for like 4 or 5 years, but I never actually knew what was there to see, and I was not expecting it to be so historic and so beautiful. I stayed in a hostel called One Fan Cathedral and it was amazing. It's actually part of the same chain of hostels that I used to volunteer at. I volunteered at a hostel in Budapest like 7-8 years ago, and the one I stayed in is part of the same family of hostels, and it was run very similarly, although the one in Budapest is definitely more of a party hostel. This one was more like chill and social. They had like free breakfast and free family dinners. I went to go see some flamenco, which had no camera policy, but it was so cool. Met some lovely people. The dorms were really clean and the location was amazing. It was right in the center of the town and there was just so much to see. I also got really lucky with the weather. It was like 30 degrees for the 2 days that I was there, but I think for the rest of the week it's going up to like 40 or something extreme. And I got to indulge in a lot of sangria drinking, which is one of my favourite drinks. I'm very happy. The flight to Poland was actually 4 hours long, so I got loads of knitting done. I'm now on my second balls of yarn for both of them. I finished the drops one first because it's got less meterage, and I'm also on my second bowl of the Wee County Yarns one, and I am now, I think, halfway or more than halfway through the body. I think I've got about 30 rows left before I do some ribbing and cast off. Should we do a try on? I haven't tried this on at all yet. Oh yeah, this is nice. This is gonna be sick. I'm really excited for this. I think the shade of grey is so nice as well. I only brought one jumper with me this entire trip and it is almost the exact same shade of grey as this, but that's my favourite jumper. I find this colour of grey so flattering because I think beige doesn't really suit me, but this sort of more warm toned grey I feel really comfortable in, especially with like, I'm wearing some white linen or white cotton trousers now. I think this light grey goes so well with white, and I'm so excited to get some hook and eye closures on it as well. I need to find some hook and eye closures, but I'm sure they can't be that hard to come by. So my plan for the rest of the week, I've got one more night in this place in Warszawa, and then I want to book a train to go up to Gdansk. I then have one night in a hostel in Gdansk, but I did ask for recommendations on Instagram of what to do in all the cities that I'm in, and almost all of the recommendations were for Gdansk. So I don't know if I can tick it all off in 1 to 2 days. I'm planning to go up there like pretty early in the morning, like I'm checking out, not early in the morning, early for me, I'm a very late riser. I have to check out here at 10, so I'll probably arrive there by 2 p.m. ish. wander around, see how much I can tick off my list, and then if I want to stay, I'll extend. But if I feel like I've seen enough of the city in that afternoon and evening, and then the next morning, I will continue on my way home. I really want to stop by Poznan because I've got so many recommendations for a yarn shop there, and it is on the way back to Berlin, but I couldn't really find many like hostels or cheap places to stay in Poznan, so I'm planning to just stop there on my way between Gdansk and Berlin, which is going to be a long day, but I'm gonna have plenty of knitting to get on with. I'm actually really surprised at how fast this is working up, but I think these really long travel days are really helping with the progress of this. So now I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna go to the Uprising Museum. I've had people say to me that it's one of the best museums that they've ever been to, so I really want to go and see that and learn some more about like Polish history. And then I think I just want to walk around the old town for a bit. I do feel like a bit of an imposter here because I have some Slavic heritage but none of it's Polish, and people mistake me for being Polish here, and then I have to be like, no, I don't speak any of the language, I'm sorry, can we speak English? I always find it really embarrassing being in a country and I haven't even learned like the pleases and thank yous in that language, so that's also going to be on my itinerary for today. Checking out of my hostel in Warsaw just now. If you're Polish, let me know which one I should be saying, because I find it really grating when like Americans mispronounce the city names like Moscow and like Edinburgh, but I also find it really grating when British people will say a sentence completely in English and then they'll slip in like Barcelona, so I'm not sure which one is less cringe. So open for opinions. I had a great day yesterday. This city is amazing. I was completely ignorant of the history, but it was basically completely razed to the ground in 1944. The population went from over 1 million to under 1,000, and everything has been meticulously rebuilt, including the entire old town. So it's just amazing to see. But I'm packing everything up now, and I thought I might as well show you what I brought with me for this trip, because all I have is this little backpack, and it's been over 2 weeks now, and I think I've done a really good job at bringing anything that I need. This is just a backpack that I got from Amazon. It's really good because it looks small, like it's the same shape as like a normal size backpack, but it's actually like a good 10 centimeters longer and wider than you would expect. So it can fit a lot in it. In my front pocket I have some playing cards, I have a padlock for when I stay in a dorm, I have a pen, and I'm gonna put my phone charger in there as well. Then on the inside I have my fan that got a lot of use in Morocco, and I'm gonna pop my laptop in the back as well, along with its charger. I have two like handbag type day bags that I use. I've got this tote bag that just folds up really small when I'm not using it, and then I've got this phone bag that I used in Marrakesh and also while I bring the backpack, just so I can have all my essentials really close to me. It's got my Clinique Black Honey Lip Balm in it. I love this stuff. And from this big bag, hand sanitizer, hand cream, lip balm with SPF, portable charger can go in the backpack, purse, nail file. My nails were doing so well. I did them with this Sassy Saints manicure kit like over 2 weeks ago, but yesterday I had my first full-on soldier. This nail chipped off, but they're still lasting really well for an at-home manicure kit. I'm really impressed. Tissues, and then this can be folded up and put in my packing cube along with all my clothes. My passport is also going in the little bag. Water bottle in the side pocket. Then literally everything that's going in this bag now is clothes, toiletries, and my knitting. So for clothes there's no like way around packing so light other than either being happy to hand wash stuff or doing laundry like quite a bit. I think I brought like 4 or 5 tops with me. I have this brown boat neck vest top. It's from M&S originally, I think. I have a white corset top, a linen off the shoulder top, this one shoulder cami top, and this t-shirt that I'm wearing now. This is the best t-shirt in the world. It's from M&S. I'll link the exact one in the description because I know they do loads of t-shirts, but it's just the perfect cut and fit of baby tee, and it's ribbed. It's like £10. It's completely cotton. This was initially like a light grey colour, but it showed sweat, so I dyed it dark and now it doesn't. And yeah, when I go back to the UK, I am definitely buying at least one more of these. It's the best t-shirt ever. Honestly, you don't realise how much like the fit of a t-shirt matters until you try on the wrong one and you're like, oh my god, I look awful in this. Oh, I actually have one more top. This is what I was wearing yesterday, this Halara tank top with a built-in bra. And for bottoms, I have some linen shorts. I have what I'm wearing now, these like white linen trousers, and also this white maxi skirt. I also brought a bikini with me that I haven't worn and won't wear. I've got a little headscarf and a decorative belt that looks really good with a maxi skirt. And then I have 7 pairs of underwear, one set of pajamas, and one jumper that I wear while I'm travelling, either on or around my shoulders. And that all fits into this one packing cube, and I also have a laundry bag. This is how much space all the clothes take up, and I've just got a little bit of room left there for my toiletries. Obviously I've got no room for extra shoes. The one pair of shoes that I have are my Onitsuka Tigers. I love these. I've had these for over a year. They're the most comfortable shoes ever. I've got headphones that I wear around my neck, and then for the toiletries, I don't know if there's anything particularly interesting to show you. I brought mosquito repellent with me, but I haven't needed to use it once. I was really surprised. I thought there would be loads of mosquitoes in Seville and also in Marrakesh, but I didn't get a single bite, and mosquitoes usually love me. There really is very little of interest in my toiletries bag to show you. I really pare it down when I travel, and this is actually my entire skincare routine. So I've got my current moisturiser decanted into this little mini Nivea tub. This is my makeup remover slash cleanser, and the only active that I brought with me, and also the only active that I ever really use, is my Dermatica prescription. I've been using this since January 2022. It's like a monthly subscription service for prescription retinol or other prescription skincare. It's been like 3.5 years of using this, and I don't see it ever stopping. I actually talked about how this saved my skin so much back in 2022 on my Instagram that they started sending me it for free, which I'm really grateful for. I think I also have an affiliate link so you can try it for a month if you just pay shipping. So I'll link that in the description. It's so good. You will get hooked is the thing. It actually takes me 2 to 3 months to go through one little tube of this, so it's not as expensive as it first may seem. But yeah, at home I just have like more hydrating serums and stuff to use alongside these two, but this works fine for now and it takes a very little space. Then the last things to pack are my knitting and also the camera on which I'm filming this on. But as you can see, it all just about fits in this one little backpack. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm excited to wear a different outfit for once, but you know, needs must. Back in Berlin now. I got in really late last night and I ended up only spending one night in Gdansk. Not because I didn't find it interesting, it's actually such a beautiful city and I'd love to go back, but I really wanted to stop by this yarn shop in Poznan. on the way back to Berlin, and they're not open on Sundays, so I had to go on Saturday to visit the yarn shop. Gdansk really took me by surprise. I never had it on my radar as a place to visit before, but it is so beautiful. It's got a gorgeous beach and such good food. I got loads of recommendations for cafes that I should visit in Gdansk, and I'm sad I didn't get to explore all of them, but I had an amazing meal at this place called Bar Leon, like one of the best meals that I've had in a very long time. I really enjoyed exploring the city, and then it was a 3-hour train to Poznan. I spent like 4 or 5 hours there. The main reason that I went there was to see this yarn shop, which is called Festriga, and it is an absolute treasure trove. Unfortunately, they shut early on Saturdays as well, so I only had like 15 to 20 minutes in there too, but then I got to see some more of Poznan as well before I came back to Berlin. Overall, I've had such a great week traveling around. I really want to return to Poland and see more of it too. I want to give you a little haul of everything I've bought on my travels. It's not very much, but I did get some exciting stuff in the yarn shop. So in Seville, I picked up a copper tongue cleaner because all my best friends have tongue scrapers and they shame me for not having a tongue scraper. So I've been influenced into being someone that scrapes their tongue. So I've now got this thing. I got this from a shop called Natura, which is sort of like a more expensive, more clothes-based hippie version of Flying Tiger. I really love it in there. They do like really nice like notebooks and that sort of thing. Then I went to a Lidl in Poland, and they've got a really strong like high protein range. Lidl's high protein range is different in every country, and I'm a big fan of the range because I don't eat meat, but I really like having a high protein diet. It really suits my body. So I got this high protein sort of Nutella type like chocolate spread and some high protein wafers, which is crazy. These have 17 grams of protein in the pack, so it's like a post-workout dessert, and then I'm sorted. And then in the yarn shop in Festriga in Poznan, I didn't actually get any yarn. I was really tempted to, but I didn't have enough time, and honestly, there's no yarn that I really need at the moment. I've got plenty, and also I want to go to all the yarn shops in Berlin before I leave Berlin, and I want to be able to make some purchases there too. But they had an amazing selection of buttons and like little bits and bobs. I felt like a dragon just sort of like looking at all these shiny things. So I have a little jiffy bag full of the things that I got. I also got a 40 centimeter interchangeable cable. I only got this because I wanted to start on one of the sleeves on my cardigan, and I cannot for the life of me do magic loop, and I didn't have any shorties with me. So these are compatible with my drops needles. It's not as nice of a experience as just working with shorties because the needle length is still full size, but it worked well enough for me to make some progress. I got a bunch of buttons because I never like the look of the buttons that I see. I've never knitted anything and added buttons to it because whenever I like browse for buttons, I find them all either, I guess, just all a bit too twee for me. I want sort of a more edgy looking button. I don't really know how to describe it. So I think I got 5 different types and 5 of each. I think they all look really good together, so I could do like a really nice like mismatched button moment. Right, I think this is the only way I can show you all these buttons at once. There we go. They're all so unique and they're such a nice colour. They're like grey basically, but sort of like jewel, oyster, pearl. Yeah, they remind me of like the inside of a mussel, like that sort of colour scheme. I think these would look so good with a neutral coloured knit, like a black or a grey or a cream. I'm not sure if I want to use them as like functional buttons or just as accessories, maybe along a neckline. But I'm really glad I have these now because I have always sort of dismissed projects that have buttons on them because I'd never found buttons that I liked. And then I also picked up the closures that I'm going to use for this cardigan. So I always had the idea that I want to do a hook and eye closure, and I found this closure. So it's quite big. You can see there the detail on the clasp. It's so beautiful. I ended up getting 9 of these. I panicked. I've got no idea how many I will actually need. Part of me wishes that I got more, but at the same time they are like kind of heavy and I don't want the cardigan to like sag down the middle. So that's the whole of everything that I got. And now, speaking of a cardigan, let me show you my progress. I actually finished all the yarn that I brought with me. So I've gone through 3 balls of the Drops brushed up pack of silk, and this is all that's left of my second bowl of the Wee County Yarns Kinross 4-ply. And I have almost finished my first sleeve. I have no idea how I managed this because I was in the park in Poznan picking up stitches and doing the short rows for the sleeve, and then somehow over the course of the bus journey I've just made the entire sleeve. The body is also finished with a little bit of 1x1 ribbing at the bottom and a tubular cast off. And then I think for this sleeve I'm going to do 2 or 3 more centimeters of the ribbing before casting off and starting on the second sleeve. So this is it on. I did crop the body a little bit. I think I made the body to the length of the smallest size, but I'm knitting the 3rd smallest size. So this is where it ends on me at the moment. I think it's gonna grow a little bit with blocking, and this is the length of the sleeve. There is obviously like quite a bit of length here to my wrist, but I think it's gonna grow quite a decent amount with blocking. I always worry about my sleeve length, and then when I block it it's always just a little bit too long, so I'm trying to adjust for that. I still have some ribbing to do along the diagonal sides here before I add the hook and eye closures, and also there is a neckline to be done as well, but I've made so much progress on this considering I only casted this on a week ago, and I'm really happy with how it's turning out. I will say that the sleeves are a lot wider than I expected. I then went and revisited the pattern photos, and the sleeves do look wide in the pattern photos, but I also think that this cardigan could look really good with very slim sleeves. I just assumed that it would have slim sleeves because in my head that's what fit, but I'm not mad about the slightly more baggy sleeve either. And here it is, 1 week of work across 2 continents and 4 countries. If you've ever wondered how much I could knit while backpacking around Europe for a week, that's your answer. I am actually going to put this project to the side for a little bit because I need to make a pair of socks as a gift knit like imminently, but I am still having a lot of fun working on this, so I'm sure you'll see the finished object pretty soon. Thank you for coming along on this trip with me. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!